Hello folks, right, today's little experiment is going to be about whether it's worth using a power mic, an amplified microphone on FM/CB radio. So up until now I've tended to avoid power mics because you hear so many people that have got them set wrongly and they're either well, terribly distorted, or you get the guy that his battery's running out and his audio withers away during the overs, etc. And because predominantly my main area of interest is out on the hills or static mobile type stuff, the last thing I want in cold weather, you know what cold weather does to batteries and things, is to have a situation like that. It's just, for me, it's more complexity, it's more to go wrong, and of course power mics, amplified mics, do tend to pick up more background noise, so that's the last thing I want up on the top of one of these hills, is to start picking up wind noise, which will end up on my transmitted audio. So for that type of thing I will stick with the standard non-amplified microphone. But I've wondered if you've set your CB radio, your FM CB radio up properly, as in the deviation is on an old radio is no more than 2.5 kilohertz. Is there any benefit? Is there anything to be gained from adding a power mic? And up till now I probably thought, no, not really. But let's put it to the test. I have been having a bit of a play around getting the settings of the power mic somewhere near. There may be more improvement to be had. So now I'm going to do a back-to-back test of a standard microphone versus a power mic. Now the standard microphone is a normal coffin mic. The radio I'll be using is a Harvard H407 home base from back in the early 1980s. So that will be the first thing you hear, will be that one. So the radio up there has been serviced. It is doing what it's allowed to do as far as FM deviation is concerned. Secondly, this microphone. Now this microphone is a static teardrop. I believe it's got a ceramic element, and it is considered to be one of the best, if not the best, hand microphones there is to be had, and they do fetch very fierce money on the internet second hand. And it's the 575-M6. So that's what that is. Now I've had a quick play, and just using my missus as a sort of audio listener. We've optimized it at a power level there, volume there, of about 1/4 at most. Too many people get a power mic and thought it'd be better if I put it up to full whack. Please don't do that. And I've got the tone at halfway. That seems to suit my voice. So there may be more optimization to be had with this one, but I don't know yet. We'll soon find out. So yes indeed, what I will be doing is transmitting using the H407, the home base from Harvard, into a dummy load, and at this end I will be using my Cybernet Beta 2000, and I will have the local DX switch in, which is basically a switchable RF gain. So that will simulate a little bit of distance between the transmitting and this receiving station. The transmitting station is about 50 meters away. So we'll see how we get on. In addition, I will then do a test with one of the more modern radios that I've got, because I have to say I've been using the Canva, which is very similar to the CRT Millennium. I've been using the CRT S-Mini for a number of years, and also the CRT-1. And I've optimized those as well as far as the deviation is concerned, and I am impressed with their transmitted audio. So I'll shove an over or two in on one of those CRT type radios at the end, so you can tell the difference, or see the difference, or hear the difference I should say, between an old radio on a standard microphone, an old radio on an amplified microphone, and a modern radio on a standard microphone. Okay, let's crack on.
First up is a Harvard H407 home base radio dating back to the early 1980s. Okay, I'm transmitting into a dummy load from about 50 meters away to simulate sub-distance. So here it goes. This is a standard microphone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Righto, this microphone is the static teardrop from back in the day. Ceramic element, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right, so this is a CRT S-Mini modern radio with its standard microphone. It has been optimised as far as deviation is concerned, as was the Harvard. The Harvard is a maximum 2.5 kHz deviation, and yeah, see what this one sounds. I've been quite impressed with some of these modern radios, so I thought I'd throw one in for good measure.
Okay, so there we are. Probably could have done with a bit more distance, even though I was only transmitting to a dummy load, and this one's got its RF gain turned down. But I was fairly impressed, to be honest. Let's get the new radio out of the way. That CRT, that was the S-Mini I was using. I thought that sounded really good. And yeah, I am impressed. I don't know, well, I certainly know that not all modern radios sound as good as that. I have had a Midland in the past that sounded so quiet it was unbelievable. So a lot of these radios out of the box aren't great, but once they've just been optimized up a little bit, they can sound very good indeed. And I think that modern radio sounded really good, and that was just with a really lightweight cheapy microphone that came with it. So absolutely brilliant. So again, the Canva, very similar to the CRT Millennium. I thought that sounded really good. I called into the Sunday DX a few weeks ago, and I listened to Mark 009's video, and that radio sounded very good indeed. So I think there's some merit to be given to these modern radios if you can just sort of, if needed, just peak them up a little bit. So there we go. And again, I did the run around the shops with the CRT 1 recently, and that sounded super duper too. Anyway, that's enough of that. The main purpose of this video is the comparison. Certainly, if you just listen to that audio in isolation off that coffin mic, perfectly fine. Not as good, I don't think, as the CRT S-Mini, but nothing wrong with that at all. But when I heard the static, the teardrop, I thought that had a lot more body to it. So it's not going to be over deviating. It's not going to be deviating any more really than it should, because I have set that maximum deviation on that Harvard CB to 2.5 kHz. But it does seem to enrich and fill the audio more than a standard microphone. So I would say, based upon that very simple and basic test, there is some merit in using a good amplified stroke power microphone on UK or on FM CB radio, as long as you set it up right. There's a lot of people out there with some really crap audio, so if you get one that's set up right, set up nicely and of good quality, you can sound half decent on it. Okay, what do you reckon? Catch you on the next one.